What it do, guys? Manjoume here, and if you're like me and you own the Sony SmartWatch 3, then you know that there aren't too many choices in terms of watch bands. We have what Sony's given us, and in the States it's kind of more limited than other regions. We have the lime green, black, white, there's a pink, there's a leather, and then there's a stainless steel band, but that one's like $200, so we're probably not even going to talk about that. If we import, we can get the adapter, then we can put our own stainless steel band on it. That works out really well, and that's kind of my daily driver, just because it kind of goes well with everything. The official bands vary from $40 to $60, and while that price isn't too bad, there isn't much variety. Your most common ones are going to be lime green, pink, black, white, and black and white are fine, but sometimes you want a different color. You might want to accessorize or be something a little more vibrant. And while the black one is a really good one, once again, it's a black one, so not much you can do with that. So you might be wondering, how can I get a new, better band, and can I get it for cheaper? The answer is yes. You might be wondering, what about colors such as red, blue, darker green instead of this lime green, and maybe even a cheaper variation of pink? Maybe I want a different band. What if the style of band that they have isn't something that you like? What if you want the adapter, but don't want to have to pay the price of importing it, and you just get the adapter, you don't get the pin, you don't get the band itself? What if you don't want to deal with these rubber adapters, because they get hot? We can have it 3D printed from shapeways.com. I forget the seller or the guy who designed it. I will leave a link in the description below. Let's take a look at it. Just arrived today. I have not done anything with it, but I have prepared for this moment. Taking a look at it, you can kind of see where it's textured, kind of showing that it's 3D printed. Hopefully it'll fit the band just fine, like this one does. Looks to be the same size, shape. Everything seems pretty spot on. The first test will be, does it fit? Yes it does. You can see a little bit of space in between, but I think that's to make sure you can press the button. Button works fine. There's no actual button, but there's enough flex to the plastic that you can push it in, and there's a little knob there that will push it in. So now that we know that this will fit and work, we need a band. I went to eBay and found this Strapco red rubber band, as I assume I'll be running with this on occasion. And it's threaded because I just thought it kind of looked good. Just the plain red rubber ones look kind of cheap, but I thought this would at least look a little nicer. And I lucked out in that while the color isn't spot on, given that the texture is different, it looks close enough to where I feel like it'll be seamless enough when wearing it. When comparing the price of this package versus this package, or even getting one of these, we see that the price for the adapter was, for me, about this price. The price for the Shapeways 3D print adapter plus the watch band is this much. Finally, of course, we talked about the official bands being $40 to $60, this much. Here is the watch adapter with a band put in. Now this band was a little thick, so getting it in there to stick in was a little difficult compared to this. You see that space? It's because these, I don't know what you call this. This piece isn't very thick. It's thin, so you can see through there, and that's kind of the style of the watch. This one, however, that is thick. There is no space in there, and it was barely able to go in. And as you can see, that moves around, and it's able to be very pliable. This is going to hold its shape for the most part. You can probably move it around, but this is fine because that's the size, that's the way it's going to be around your wrist. You know? I'm wondering how, this does have quite a bit of give given that this is rubber. So it will fit a wrist. I'm wondering if this is going to give way and just break. Getting it in, I think one of the pins got kind of stuck inside or kind of jammed in, because it would stay in as I was trying to move things around. So I'm wondering how stable it's going to be, how long term it's going to be durability wise. Something like this Durability for me has been pretty high, though I've heard people and theirs have just broken on them, so even the officials aren't necessarily the greatest. This one being a nice hard plastic. This one I feel is going to last me a long time, longer than the actual band. As you can see there, it's starting to get some wear, and I'll eventually replace it. It's not a big deal. They're not that expensive. But this one. Now, let's put the smartwatch in to make this thing smart. Yep. Here it is. Let me see if I can change. Let's change this to something that'll fit it better. Active, analog. Is this the one with the color? Yeah, this is the one with the color. So, there you go. Looks pretty nice. Let me see if I can put this on my hand without it breaking. Of course, it's nice and, it's all good and well to get this thing together, but it's a whole other thing for it to be usable in everyday life. That's fine, that works. I could probably put it a little tighter. There is some space there, but I'll adjust it, and the plastic or the rubber will get used to my hand eventually. So now it looks pretty good. There is a pretty good transition between this and this. From far away it probably doesn't look too distinct, but I did want something red to go with the other red accessories that I have, red clothing that I have, and the fact that I just like the color red. As far as this rubber, it feels pretty good against my skin, doesn't hurt. It definitely not is the same kind of rubber this one has. This is kind of a smooth rubber, and I could actually see myself using this for a run. The band itself never actually touches your hand, because the smartwatch itself kind of pushes it off. The only thing that touches your hand is the rubber here. And it works pretty well. Well guys, this has been my installing the Strapco watch band onto the Shapeways 3D printed Sony SmartWatch 3 watch adapter. If you want to stay up to date on my videos and live streams on both YouTube and Twitch, check out the links in the description below and join my Discord. That's all for now guys. Manjoume out.